Good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to discuss an impact of legumes, lentils, and protein sources on type 2 diabetes. There's a lot of assumptions around it that having high protein diet uh, can suppress blood sugar level. You should have a lot of lentils and legumes and kidney beans and beans and all these things in your diet, right? Uh, I'm going to discuss this. Before that, we'll just give a background of type 2 diabetes. Again, 100 million people plus are dealing with type 2 diabetes or are at the risk of it. Right? It is one of the leading uh, pandemic in India and even other parts of the world. Right? And a lot of these things is connected with your microbiome. So, 99% of genes that are expressed inside our body are microbial, right? 57% of cells are not human but microbial, right? So, we have outsourced a lot of these functions to our microbes. Now, so in case of gut or oral microbial dysbiosis, means the imbalance in the gut microbiome. It creates a situation where first your fasting insulin spikes, then your fasting glucose spikes, then your finally your HbA1c spikes, right? So if you think you're suppressing HbA1c level, bringing down and your reverse diabetes, you're wrong, right? Uh, or you are just suppressing, or you are using CGM machines, which is one of the so-called technology. It is like thermometer, right? So you are just tracking your blood sugar response to various meals, not foods, right? So essentially, you don't eat every food separately. You take a meal, right? So it's difficult to understand which food is specifically causing your spike in sugar level. But before that, it is important to understand that how does type 2 diabetes develop, right? So when we are eating something from when we eat something, there's a lot of these chemical signaling happening from microbes in our mouth to uh, to actually, to your microbes in your gut to pancreas, and pancreas start releasing insulin. So this insulin bind to insulin receptors basically on liver cell, fat cells, and muscle cells, right? And as a terminal step, a lot of these signaling cascades to ENOS, which is nitric oxide synthase, right? Which is found on alongside the endothelial cells. Now, endothelial cells are lining all your blood vessels, right? So, if they are coupled, right, NOS is producing nitric oxide, so a lot of these signaling goes there, and a protein called GLUT4 is released, which goes to your cell membrane, binds to glucose, bring it to cells, and remove it from circulation. And that's how your insulin works. That's how it doesn't, your blood sugar or glucose should not be found in your circulation, right? And if this is uncoupled because of the low nitric oxide production or, oxidative stress or inflammation, right? Then it is uncoupled and then this function doesn't happen. So probably the signal it goes to your pancreas that more insulin has to be released, and then over a period of time you have hyperinsulinemia, hyperglycemia, and onset and progression of type 2 diabetes, right? So again, nitric oxide is something which is produced by cells here, but it is a very a gas which stays in your body for hardly 5 seconds, right? So essentially, over a period of time, as we age, the ability of ENOS, nitric oxide synthase, to produce nitric oxide goes down, right? And again, therefore, the role of oral microbiome is really important because oral microbes, certain oral microbes, metabolize nitrate in food and convert to nitrite, which mixes your stomach acid and produce nitric oxide, right? So nitric oxide is one of the key molecule which helps in your insulin signaling. Now, if you have high sugar level, you're suppressing it, so probably damage has been done. You have so because your other your body is dealing with a lot of inflammation, which is suppress the production of nitric oxide, right? Which is causing a lot of these glucose to be in circulation, and then you're trying to suppress through various fat diets and assuming that high protein diet is good, or low carb diet is good, right? Again, here comes the surprise, the shock, right? So all the foods taken together have thousands of molecules. So if you're taking a meal, you are ingesting around 300, 400 molecules. Now, these molecules hit your gut. Now, these microbes in your gut actually metabolize these molecules and convert into byproducts. These byproducts is something which either calms down the immune system or stimulate the immune system, which triggers inflammation, which causes again this nitric oxide deficiency or oxidative stress, right? Okay. So coming on to certain foods such as kidney beans, lentils, legumes, fava beans, lima beans, soy, chicken, peanuts. A lot of these foods are actually, if there are certain microbes active and expressing virulence genes, right, they can convert these because these all these have tyrosine. Tyrosine means so. If you talk of kidney beans, right, there is tyrosine, there is phenylalanine, there is leucine, right. So you don't have to see that okay, it has high protein, right, it will be beneficial, right. So within the various protein sources, there will be multiple amino acids. Now, how these amino acids interact with your microbiome is important. For instance, kidney beans, what in India we call as rajma, right? So kidney beans have histidine, leucine, which is obviously beneficial, right? Uh, but it also has tyrosine and phenylalanine, right? Now, tyrosine, there are certain proteobacteria active in your gut and expressing bad genes or virulent genes. So it can convert tyrosine into P Cresol or P Cresol sulfate, right? This is one of the urotoxin which causes chronic kidney disease. Now, this P Cresol suppresses your GLP-1 expression. So now we know that uh, people who have type 2 diabetes and obesity, their GLP-1 expression level is low, right? Besides, pre-Cresol also suppresses nitric oxide production, right? So it is positively related to onset and progression of type 2 diabetes. Now, if you are consuming kidney beans or lentils or fava beans or lima beans or soy, chicken, assuming that it's high protein, it will suppress my blood sugar level, you are wrong. Probably they may further they be counterintuitive. They may trigger further, you know, uh, impairment in insulin signaling, right? And these insulin, so there are a lot of these molecular interaction happening, between the insulin and it is this molecule is by microbiome, which may not have been reflected in your CGM levels, right? Your CGM machine. So CGM is just suppressing your blood sugar level. Probably if your sugar level is high in circulation, probably your body has there's a reduced ability of releasing insulin to make sure that glucose is moved from circulation to the cells, right? So again, understanding your biology is really really unique, right? Is really really important because your biology is only you share only 5% biology with the other people, right? So your 95% biology is unique. Understanding these molecular mechanisms is really, really important, right? So there are billions of these interactions happening inside the body every single minute, right? Which it is not possible for a human being to decode, whether it is doctor, whether it is coach, whether it is nutritionist, right? And that's why you really need to take help of technology to understand this. This is now we have such time that we have a lot of these technologies in place. We have all science and technology to understand this biology and chemistry, changes biology and chemistry happening inside the body at a molecular level, right? So that is really important. So from our perspective, we have built a platform where we first collect your molecular data through next generation sequencing technology, and then we process it, we analyze it using our machine learning algorithms to determine what metabolites are being produced by your microbiome, how these metabolites are impacting your immune response, whether it is causing impairing your insulin signaling or not, which is not been reflected in your CGM or your HbA1c levels, right? And then you know carve out a nutrition recommendation based on what molecule we should feed your microbes so that they produce a lot of beneficial metabolites such as short chain fatty acids, citrate. It improves your serotonin production, right? It regulates your hormone, right? And suppresses the bad things like TMAO, cortisol, LPS. So again, suppressing your blood sugar level by just assuming the protein or legumes will help is wrong. Understand your unique biology. If you really want to know more about how we solve this, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.